to the third stop on the Building a Better Louisiana Infrastructure Tour. We'd like to welcome our distinguished guests. And we also like to ask our esteemed Congressman Troy A. Carter, to please come to the podium.
Thank you. Welcome everyone, and thank you for being here with us today. Today is the third stop on our Building a Better Louisiana Infrastructure Tour across the 2nd Congressional District. Over the last few days, I've highlighted 2 bridge projects in New Orleans East River parishes that represent over $70 million in investments made possible thanks to the funding from the bipartisan infrastructure law that I was proud to support and witness the president sign into law just about a month ago. Today in our state's capital, I want to focus on programs to get people across bridges, to their jobs, to schools, to families, transit, and rail. And I want to share with you the funding from the recently passed infrastructure law that will help transform these transportation systems for the better. I'm joined today by several esteemed guests who are powerful advocates and also who deeply care about these issues. We're fortunate to have Louisiana Transportation Secretary Dr. Shawn Wilson, DOTD Deputy Administrator Todd Dunmire, State Senator Ed Price, State Representative Roy Adams, Baton Rouge Area Chamber Director Adam Knapp, Southern Rail Commission, John Spain, and I want to pause on John for a second. While everybody here is important, everyone here has played a major role, but John Spain has been one who has never quite let this issue go, who has been a stalwart, someone that has believed and has fought for a very long time, and I'm very grateful for his leadership and his knowledge and his wisdom and his tenacity, quite frankly, to keep this issue alive through administrations that didn't quite understand the significance of it until we got to an administration, the Biden administration, who in fact does appreciate and understand the significance. So big round of applause for you, John, for your commitment. The bipartisan infrastructure law authorizes up to $108 billion for public transportation, the largest federal investment in public transportation in the nation's history. This money is allocated in pots for specific programs, and then Louisiana can then apply for the grants from those programs. These programs can be transformative for the 2nd Congressional District and Louisiana as a whole. State of Good Repair grants, $5 billion for transit agencies and support maintenance, replacement, and rehabilitation projects. Capital investment grants will support new and expanded commuter and light rail, bus, and ferry services, $8 million. There's funding to improve mobility for seniors and individuals with disabilities by removing barriers to transportation service and expanding transportation mobility options, $2 billion. Again, increasing equity. It also includes $5 billion for funding the state and local governments for purchase or lease of zero-emission and low-emission transit buses under low-no program, $5 million. Better transit means fewer carbon emissions, another win-win for our state. Our local transit authorities here in Baton Rouge and in New Orleans can and should apply for these funds. I've long been an advocate for passenger rail and have supported a rail line, ideally at high speed, to connect Baton Rouge and New Orleans. Today, we are in front of a train boxcar from World War I that was attached to a steam engine, century-old technology. In many ways, our state rail system is still stuck in the past. With this bill and with the collaboration from partners, we can move Louisiana forward with modern-day rail. Along with many others, were very disappointed when former Governor Jindal rejected funds from the Obama administration to build high-speed rail between Baton Rouge and New Orleans years ago. We won't make that mistake again. Recently, in a hearing of the House Transportation Committee, I spoke with Knox Russ and the Southern Rail Commission about the state of passenger rail connecting these two cities. He shared that we have received a commitment that passenger rail between Baton Rouge and New Orleans is going to happen.
Excellent.
Connecting our two cities, giving a way for people to get from one to another without sitting in traffic on I-10 can strengthen our bonds and jumpstart our growth and our economy. It's far past time that we make this a reality. The eventual dream of passenger service connecting our city with the entire Gulf Coast is more real than it's been for years, and the recent announcement of this bill makes it that much more possible. The Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act included $66 billion in funds for Amtrak to eliminate the maintenance backlog, extend rail service, do track improvements, and purchase trains. Further, it authorizes possible additions of investments of another $36 billion for rail by 2026, which is the subject of a separate congressional approval. I plan to support this funding measure and to fight for it to make sure that Louisiana is not left behind. The Build Back Better Act, which I was proud to support, and includes $10 billion each for high rail speed, transit tied to affordable housing. This bill is currently waiting for the Senate. Build Back Better passed out of the House. We need our senators to step up. We need to show that this is not partisan. We need to talk about Build Back that builds back for everyone in Louisiana, regardless of your race, regardless of your party, regardless of where you live. These are win-win opportunities that Republicans and Democrats can enjoy together. We have to put Louisiana ahead of party, and that's what Build Back does. I'm so proud and so honored today that we have this opportunity to do what is right for the people of Louisiana. Now, today is yet another day that we celebrate the work that's begun, the work that will make our state unified to create rail from New Orleans to Baton Rouge and with time beyond, to create the kind of opportunities where people can live and work throughout the state and have the opportunity to transfer themselves through good, clean transportation that lowers emissions, that makes our community and our environment safer while making our economies stronger. I'm so proud to introduce to you my dear friend, someone who's been an incredible leader in the area of transportation. I know no single person that knows transportation better than Dr. Shawn Wilson. My dear friend, an incredible leader and someone that has taken this department to great heights and will continue to do more. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Dr. Shawn Wilson, Secretary of the Louisiana Department of Transportation.
Thank you, Congressman. I will tell you, we were proud to work with this gentleman when he served in the Capitol about 2 miles away from here. And he was an ally for all issues of transportation, all modes of transportation. And now in Congress, I'm happy that he was the lone member in our delegation. We wish there had been more who voted for this bill, because in this bill are things that we've talked about for a number of years since I've been secretary, dating back to 2016. We've always talked about a comprehensive transportation solution. We talked about opportunities to really connect, because the folks you see behind us, whether it's rail, transit, or roads, they all are codependent and are integrated, and you can't have one without the other. Every city that we compare ourselves to have a robust rail system, a robust transit system, and a very sustainable highway system that's all connected. I'm super excited about the resources that have been made available by this bill for the state of Louisiana specifically, but more importantly for Amtrak, who's going to be an ideal partner for us, but also in the competitive realm of opportunities in this package. We have billions of dollars above what we have control for right now that's based on merit of the project. When you look at our environment in terms of the disasters we face, when you look at the industrial corridor, when you look at the educational footprint that we have and the cultural tourism opportunities that exist that bind us together as the state of Louisiana, this service does just that. It connects the economies like the Congressman just said. And not only is it Baton Rouge to New Orleans, it's Mobile to New Orleans, it's Shreveport all across the state of Louisiana between Meridian and Longview. We're excited to partner with the folks that are standing behind me and many of those who are standing out in front of us to advance rail as an opportunity, as an economic engine for what's going to happen here in the state of Louisiana with transit-oriented development and larger industries related to keeping that system moving. So from Louisiana's Department of Transportation, we are committed to doing everything in our power to seek every dollar available. And to quote Governor Edwards, we want to get more than our fair share. And I'm excited that we've got a partner in Congressman Carter and Senator Cassidy who's going to help us deliver more than our fair share for the state of Louisiana. And so I'm looking forward to getting to work and getting moving on a car that's rolling on 2 tracks before 2024.